Hey folks, welcome to The Bottom Line. I'm Michael Noland. I just got through streaming and the streaming was interrupted by some lagging, and I was talking on that stream about rockers who hate their own songs, and we were also going to be able to get into rock tours that are being canceled in 2026. But there was one individual I wanted to cover specifically in both groups, and of course that was Don Henley of the Eagles. Now, CBS just did a big shindig on the Eagles. There is no such band left anymore. Don Henley is the only official member of that band. And even when Glenn Frey was still alive, that only accounted for 2 Eagles. I've said it in the past. Joe Walsh and Timothy B. Schmidt were never officially asked to join as full-time members of the Eagles. And when Don Henley and Glenn Frey treated Don Felder so badly, they were down then seriously. Because even with Felder, there were only 3 full-time Eagles left, with 2 deputized Eagles in Timothy B. Schmidt and Joe Walsh. Now, in a recent interview, Don Henley has said that after 2026, the Eagles are through, they're done with touring. Shortly after that, they amended their schedule this year and added even more shows to 2026 so far. Now, think about this. First of all, this isn't their first So Long farewell tour. They did the Melbourne farewell tour in 2004, the very first tour of the Eagles without Don Felder on guitar. And then they came back for more in 2023 for one more farewell tour, and they've been touring ever since. 2023, 2024, 2025, and evidently they're going to do a big send-off in 2026. Here's my question for you. How many of you even trust what this man has to say anymore? He's already been busted for lip syncing, so he's no longer a great singer, evidently. He's not writing anything these days that is of note anyway. And he is the only remaining Eagle left on that stage. Add that to the fact that he is fickle as shit and will change his mind in a heartbeat and will sue your ass over something you've legally obtained, but he wants it back. So he lies when he lip syncs. That's not a live performance. He lies about what he presents as the Eagles. There is only Don Henley left, and of course, Don Henley's lies. Now, don't get me wrong, folks. I am a major Eagles fan. Do you know what this guy just got through saying? He said that he absolutely abhorred the recording of Desperado. Desperado has got to be one of the top 3 Eagle hits for me. And what was he upset about? The orchestration, which reminds me, remember when they got back together after the long run and they all got up on stage, they were doing acoustic renditions from Hotel California and all of that, and they had an orchestra backing them up. And if you have that DVD, look for the background information there, and he's listening to the orchestra practice and rehearse for the show, and he's wincing like the mealy-mouthed man that he is. And over what? He says that the orchestra sounds too freaking white. Really rich, coming from a white guy. You know, my impression of the man is that he is one of rock's greatest vocalists in his prime, one of rock's greatest songwriters in his prime. He was a very proficient drummer and right for the Eagles. I wouldn't put him in the top 25 drummers of rock, but he was proficient. I was a fan of this guy. I am a fan of him. I've got a small record collection, and my next focus will be on catching up with the Beatles album. And guess what, Don Henley? The first one I want to get is Desperado. All right, folks, I had to blow off some steam. First of all, being interrupted on my stream was not fun. It's got me rethinking streaming. And on top of that, I wanted to get my thoughts across. That was where I was bringing the whole stream to that point, and a couple of other folks. But for this video, we'll just keep the focus on Don the Rat Henley. Or is it Don the Superstar Henley? Don Henley, one of the greatest songwriters in the universe? I don't know. What do you guys think? Because you know what? I think it's thoroughly possible for any artist and or band to do harm to their legacy. They are doing harm to how future generations will view them as a band. And we'll see how future generations even want to see these later DVDs of the Eagles' latter day performances. All right, I'm Michael Noland. This is The Bottom Line, and I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope that you are all doing well. And please, if you enjoyed the video tonight, give it a thumbs up. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe to the tribe button. Find out what all of this is all about. And always remember this, folks. We are the tribe.